It's that time of year again. It is the Patriots versus the Rams in the Super Bowl. How excited are you guys? Guess what? It's not the Chiefs and the Saints, even though it probably should have been. Well, if you just put the fourth quarter calls in a vacuum with the neutral zone infraction against the Chiefs, which was insane and as ridiculous, in my opinion, as the Saints that didn't get the penalty on the pass interference, targeting, or head-to-head contact, whatever you want to call on that play. Both of them ridiculous. Now, the Jared Goff face mask that no one's talking about that was ridiculous, that would have scored them a touchdown if that was called because they were on the 1 yard line if that got called in the beginning of the game, probably I think around the second quarter. I mean, come on, that would have changed the whole game too, but if you just put the calls in a vacuum and it was more egregious, obviously, than the face mask call, even though it was clearly a face mask on Jared Goff or against Jared Goff, then whatever. I mean, I understand the Saints should probably be against the Chiefs because of the fourth quarter. That's the call that happened, and you can't really miss those calls. But it's what happened. Sorry, guys. Now it's the Rams versus the Patriots. Patriots are on a 2.5-point favorite, like I said, and it's 56.5 over-under. I think the game is going to go over the 56.5 points. There will be a lot of points this game. It's going to be about, I'd say, 32 points for the winner, and I'd say about 26 for the loser. So that's what? 6, 7, 8. That's 58. So let's just go over the teams. You got the Patriots, who had a huge win, obviously, against the Chiefs, a really high-flying offense. Chiefs not a great defense, but they really play well on offense. Mahomes played well. Tom Brady played well, very well. Bill Belichick schemed well to make sure that Patrick Mahomes didn't get the ball as much as he could. Against the Rams, you got the Rams that played well, ran the ball well. Jared Goff played within himself. Could have played a little bit better, but played well. They withheld. They withstood the offensive onslaught with a little help from the refs, obviously. But the Saints were still ahead even after that call, so they came back. They won the game. It was a really just well-played game by the Rams and well-coached game by Sean McVay. Also on the other side, the Saints was well-coached and well-played. Ridiculous call kind of stopped them from winning, but you know how it is. That's just the way the sports work. It is the human element. So, you got the Patriots, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. We all know them with all their experience. You can't put into the equation just the Bill Belichick factor, in my opinion. Bill Belichick schemes the best out of any other coach in the NFL. Trust me, I know. I'm a Jets fan. The Patriots look great with Sony Michel in the backfield. James White obviously is going to play back there. Tom Brady has played great. But you can put into your equation the Tom Brady effect. You can't put in the Bill Belichick effect because Bill Belichick will either coach unbelievably or will make a mistake here or there which will lose him the Super Bowl. Obviously, he's one of the best coaches in the world, and he makes those decisions very quickly with the arrogance, I guess, he has and the confidence he has. He's just an unbelievable coach, and there's really nothing much else to say. The Patriots have some good weapons. Gronkowski's going to be really hard to guard, but they've won without Gronkowski. They won with Gronkowski, so it's not the biggest effect, I think, in my opinion. He has a hard time running nowadays. He is huge. He's impossible to guard, so the Rams are going to have to put that into effect. You got the Rams with Todd Gurley and Bowling Ball Anderson. You got Brandon Cooks. They are missing their top receiver, obviously, or one of their top receivers, but Todd Gurley, who is not 100%, but Bowling Ball Anderson, who played great this playoffs, has played great. Jared Goff has to play within himself. Obviously, they don't have as good of a quarterback as Tom Brady, but he has played pretty well. And you got a great defense with Ndamukong Suh, which I didn't pronounce his name right, obviously, and Aaron Donald. And you got that backfield who has not played poorly. Julian Edelman on the Patriots side is going to be the X factor, in my opinion, in this game. If he can get separation from the corners and from the safeties, which he should be able to, then the Patriots have a good chance of winning. If I were the Rams, I'd put Aqib Talib on him all the times and rough him up a little bit. Obviously, he will get separation on some of the plays, but Talib will at least rough him up and make sure he gets tired throughout the game. I love Julian Edelman, even though I'm a Jets fan. He's a great player, and I love watching him. So, what is my prediction? My prediction is I think it is clear as day. Now, obviously, like I said, you can't put in the Bill Belichick effect, and the Patriots can win no matter what against any team. But if you're just looking at the two teams, you're just looking at who better team between the Patriots and the Rams, and just what teams beat the Rams and what kind of teams beat the Patriots, especially in Super Bowls and especially during the season, you got to say the Rams are going to win this game. A-gap pressure beats the Patriots. It's that simple. When you have unbelievable linemen, you make sure Tom Brady is pressured, you win. Michael Strahan and Justin Tucker in the first time they lost. Justin Tucker and O.C. Umenyiora in the second time they lost. The Eagles had, they had some great linemen too. I'm trying to think who exactly. Let's see. They had, and I'm bringing it up right now, they had Fletcher Cox and whoever else was on the line. They had some great linemen. I think Averill too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken though. But they had a great offensive line who was getting pressure up that A-gap. If you watch that Super Bowl, it wasn't as much pressure as the Giants did, but they got enough and they got to Tom Brady. Now, you have Ndamukong Suh, which again, I mispronounced his name, and Aaron Donald, who could arguably be the two best that the Patriots have ever faced, and the Patriots, in my opinion, are at the worst that they ever have been. I mean, they had to beat the Chiefs, who had no defense, to make it to the Super Bowl. Come on. So, it's pretty clear. You had Eli Manning, who is decent to above average, in my opinion, as a quarterback. Obviously, he'll make the Hall of Fame because of the 2 Super Bowl wins and because of his clutch factor in the playoffs. You had Nick Foles, who was obviously below average. Great backup quarterback, the best backup quarterback maybe in the history of the sport. But he's not an everyday, every game guy. Maybe he can prove me wrong next season, but he has shown throughout his career that he isn't. And you have now Jared Goff, who's a decent to above average quarterback. You have good wide receivers around, not better or worse than what the Giants had or what the Eagles had last season. You have better running backs than both of those teams that beat the Patriots, and Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson. It's pretty clear. The Rams are going to win this game. Like I said, Bill Belichick can spoil my plans, but if I were a betting man, you bet the Rams, and you definitely bet them plus 2.5. The Rams have the formula to win this game. The only way they lose is if Jared Goff or Sean McVay just show their age and don't make smart decisions. That's how they lose this game. They beat themselves. Now, Bill Belichick can come up with an amazing scheme that somehow stops everyone, which I've seen done before, but I don't see that happening. I really don't think it's going to happen, and Tom Brady has slowed down even though he's in the Super Bowl. Now, him slowing down is still a top 5 quarterback in this league, so I'm not trying to throw shade, but it's obvious that he's slowed down as a quarterback, not making the same throws, but he still has that clutch factor. I think the Rams are going to win 32-26. I think they're going to be ahead pretty much the entire game. The Patriots might jump out to a lead, but I see the Rams winning in the end. And I'm telling you, I think Tom Brady's going to get sacked 5 to 7 times this game. I really do. I think Sue and Aaron Donald, even if you double cover one of them, the other one will get through. And if they don't, you have the other offensive linemen who will get through because they won't be blocked as well as those two guys. So you take the Rams, you take them the plus 2.5, might even take them the even line if it's worth it, and I think it's clear as day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment and subscribe below. I know it was a little longer than the other videos, but I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night, everybody.